So celebrating this notion then, moving on from this, and celebrating this understanding that we're multidimensional beings and the archetypes. Now let me give you an indication of what archetypes look like. That, first of all, they have this notion of this sounding light. It's like thunder and lightning. It sounds almost primitive, but when we get into nature at a very core level, sound and light are very fundamental. Sound creates vibration, and light creates ignition. Those two things are very significant to existence at a molecular versus a cosmic level. And it says, the idea here is that the source of creation is not out there, it's in there. It gets very mystical. But when we see the examples of nature that illustrate, wow, we get into this cool place where the design of nature illustrates that the intelligence is woven within it, right? Everybody basically appreciate that? Mm-hmm. Now, this is, say you're a purely materialistic scientist, okay. Not that, maybe some have tried, but the question I'd have to ask is, could this have occurred randomly? Could that design, how does that happen? And the spiritual tradition always says life comes from life. Life does not come from matter. Life gives life. And to this day, by the way, no scientific lab anywhere has ever made life from matter. We can't even make a blade of grass. We cannot make a blade of grass. You understand? So it's not to say we can't do wonderful things like create TVs and computers, and there's nothing wrong with good old-fashioned engineering technology. We're all liking that. But we can't create life, and we have to remember that. So it opens up this door of kind of a spiritual mysticism, but the beauty of that statement is it comes right, and this is what I'm hoping to impress upon you somewhat, is it comes right back into you, and you realize, wow, I am a soul incarnate, and my life does have a rhyme and reason, and I do have the opportunity to engage in it in ways that I haven't yet, let's say through astrology. But I can assure you of this, even though you may not have ever used your astrology in any practical way, you're probably living your destiny quite well already, more than it might seem, okay? But we can, with a bit more objectivity, we might feel more centered, we can enhance it, we can just feel a certain amount of peace inside knowing, I know there's more. And I'm allowed to live my life simply, but it can invite more inspiration, creative, all these kinds of things. So, now, getting further on with the designs of nature. Okay, it gets very beautiful. We go into, snowflakes, right? Those, wow. Get this. This is the image that's created by the motion of Venus around the Earth over 8 years. All the planets create a spirographic image over time from the standpoint of the Earth. Okay? So they're all going, so you see, intellectually we know the sun is at the center of the solar system, but experientially we on the planet are the center. And from that center point, planets in their cycles over time. So 8 years creates 5 complete cycles of Venus. And in those 5, due to a retrograde principle, it brings it closer, it creates this beautiful flower. How do you like that? So you see, woven within nature, there's beauty, design, almost poetry, one could say. We see it in the 4-leaf clovers, in the lotus, and this is more of a sacred geometrical image, which we're not going to get into too much, but what's woven in there is the flower of life. You ever heard of the flower of life? The flower of life is, if you wanted to study anything sacred geometrical, which is not for everybody, but if you did, just go to the flower of life. It's an almost organic way of doing it. You'll find, oh my God, how beautiful is this? And if you go there, just go into videos. Okay? And you'll start, it'll be a little easier for you.